2020, a year and a vision. To see where we're headed in 2020, we first have to look back on 2019's challenges and successes. Building from there, we can focus on our destination in 2020. As we make our way along that path, we'll continue to invest in people, create a better place, and grow prosperity. And so, sit back, relax, and let's take a look at what happened in 2019. We welcome the new year with the inauguration of several freshman legislators representing us in Jefferson City. And wow, did they hit the ground running. Their commitment to St. Joseph is evident as they expend countless hours and hard work to champion our causes. Talks continued on the fate of the 229 double-decker bridge. MoDOT, in the true spirit of collaboration, has been willing to listen to the community for well over a year now to gather input and explore options. I have faith that MoDOT will ultimately do what is best to provide the necessary infrastructure to maintain the integrity of our transportation needs, as well as enhance the revitalization and future development of our riverfront. March came in like a lamb as we celebrated the arrival of new buses to enhance our fleet and ridership for our public transportation. We also gained momentum on the relocation of Fire Station Number 8. Moving the station further to the east will provide faster response time and a more responsive emergency service to the residents in this part of town. We're grateful for the partnership with Missouri Western State University as we prepare to break ground on the construction of Station Number 8. In the blink of an eye, or more like 7 days, public works crews went from plowing snow to flood preparations. The lion roared loudly as the levels of the Missouri River rose quickly and significantly to high levels. And just as quickly, the community mobilized to assist with a sandbagging effort that produced 106,000 sandbags in 72 hours. More than 650 volunteers showed up to help, and numerous businesses responded immediately with donated supplies to ensure the sandbagging operation was successful. The effort would not have been possible without the amazing work of the United Way to organize the volunteers. The river reached an historical crest of 32.07 feet, just slightly above the flood of '93. If not for the heroic work of sandbag placement by the men and women of the 139th Airlift Wing of the Missouri Air National Guard, the low point in the right bank levee near the railroad bridge would have been overtopped, flooding Rosecrans Memorial Airport and the city of Elwood. While the river levels slowly receded, efforts continued to pump water out of flooded areas, cleanup and restoration, and continued monitoring. Throughout most of 2019, the Public Works and Parks departments had employees dedicated specifically to flood-related duties. A great deal of time and money were expended to fight the high river levels, hitting hard both services and budgets. Already, staff is watching closely to monitor the river as we head into spring. Another historic moment occurred in June when Governor Mike Parsons stopped in St. Joe to sign Missouri House Bill 821, sponsored by Representative Sheila Solon. St. Joseph was approved for the 4th land bank in Missouri. The new legislation allowed the city to create a program designed to gain control of property to convert blighted structures into neighborhood assets. Addressing and reducing the number of blighted and vacant properties helps to clean up neighborhoods and increase property values. It provides a sense of safety and potentially helps to reduce crime in those areas. A focus on community appearance and improving our neighborhoods was a priority of this city council. The council appropriated more than $100,000 for the demolition of abandoned, blighted structures. 45 demolitions were completed last year, with 10 emergency demolitions. A vacant building registration program was created to require residential vacant structures in violation of property maintenance codes to register every 6 months with the city to bring those structures into compliance. More than 5,500 notices for code violations were sent to properties, with nearly 40% coming into compliance. In the fall, the city teamed up with MoDOT to clean up the area underneath I-229, resulting in 3 40-yard dumpsters filled in one day. Another cleanup is planned for the summer. City Council adopted a rental inspection program designed to improve the quality of living for St. Joseph residents and help to improve the overall appearance of our neighborhoods. While there was some opposition to the ordinance, Through discussion and compromise, a voluntary inspection was put in place until this July when the program becomes mandatory. The first rental inspection was done in June, and a total of 290 properties were inspected last year. In July, we welcomed a new university president with a new way of doing business. President Matt Wilson brings energy, commitment, creativity, and innovation, along with community engagement that will help build a connection between the university and the community. St. Joseph is on its way to becoming not just a town with a university, but a university town. And how about those Chiefs? From training camp to Super Bowl champ, the Chiefs' road to Miami started in St. Joseph, and what a year they had. For the past 10 years, St. Joseph has been the home of the Chiefs' summer training camp, and that would not have been possible without the hard work, determination, and a great partnership. Training camp is an opportunity for our youth to see up close and firsthand what can be achieved when one has big dreams and works hard to achieve them. Training camp is a welcome mat for visitors from far and wide to experience St. Joseph. And yes, while we invest in the training camp, we also see a significant economic impact from it as well. Think about it. We will have the reigning Super Bowl champions in our community for 3 weeks this August. Imagine the impact that will have. Community health is always a priority, and everyone is at the table to address issues facing our community. Last year, local, state, and federal agencies partnered to address the national opioid crisis. The development and growth of the Opioid Task Force, a local coalition organized to address treatment, prevention, and education centered around opioid use. The task force has grown to 100 members as of December. The health department partnered with Missouri Dental Association and local dentists in bringing a 3-day free clinic to St. Joseph. The Missouri Mission of Mercy Clinic provided access to dental care for individuals who might not otherwise receive those services. Approximately 500 underserved adults and children received more than $631,000 worth of free dental care. More than 500 volunteers, including dental health professionals and community volunteers, gathered at the Civic Arena to provide 510 cleanings, 734 fillings, 1,229 extractions, and this is my favorite, 64 root canals. Last spring, the city partnered with Mosaic Life Care on a new endeavor called Urban Mission Project. The project is a result of priorities identified in Mosaic's Community Needs Assessment. Other partners in the Urban Mission Project include The Crossing, Community Action Partnership, Pivotal Point, and the Police Department. The Health Department is serving as the project administrator, and the goal of the project is to shelter individuals who are homeless and assist them in breaking down barriers so they can transition into permanent housing and employment. The project kicked off last October, and the current phase will span 3 years. After the first 3 months, 50 women and 105 men spent a total of 4,240 nights at the shelter. 40 individuals were successfully moved into housing or reunited with family. This project would not be possible without the partnership and commitment of Mosaic to addressing healthcare needs in the community. Mosaic Life Care is heavily vested in the communities they serve. The health and well-being of our four-legged friends is also important to us. We continue to work toward enhancing the lives of dogs and cats awaiting their forever homes. A ribbon cutting was held in August at the future home of the animal shelter. Friends of the shelter continue their fundraising efforts, and City Council, through the use of dedicated CIP funds, is committed to a successful project. Last year, 1,029 dogs and 840 cats were adopted. Recreational and quality of life amenities are important to our residents and our visitors. The Parks Department had a busy year bringing life back to 6 neighborhood parks. New playground equipment provides neighborhood kids a safe place close to home for some fresh air and physical activity. The city's 3 main tennis court complexes received CIP funding for some much-needed renovation. Noyes Tennis Courts renovation received a $1.5 million allocation from the 2013 CIP. This renovation not only provided a quality facility for high school play, it also opened the door to tourism dollars through professional tennis tournaments. Hyde Park and the Northside Complex also received new services to their courts. We also celebrated the opening of the Bartlett Parkway Disc Golf Course, an all-new course which, according to the users, is a very impressive course that is on the level with other regional courses. On the subject of CIP, in July we kicked off a new 5-year cycle of our capital improvements program, half-cent sales tax. Voters have consistently and overwhelmingly supported the CIP for more than 30 years. More than $135 million have been put back into the community for safe roads to travel, recreational amenities to improve the quality of life for our residents and visitors, public safety, and resources to maintain public facilities. The Mayor's Blue Ribbon Crime Committee continues its work to have open conversations about crime statistics and trends and how they're being addressed, as well as communicating that information to the media and public. The police department had a total of 106,547 combined calls for service last year. Overall, many crime categories were down in 2019. Index crimes experienced an 8.5% decrease. The most significant decrease was a 24.6% decrease in aggravated assault, an 18.5% decrease in burglary, and a 14.2% decrease in robbery. In 2018, we had a 26% decrease in motor vehicle theft. That bumped up this year by 12.2%, and we're going to work on that. The tunnel boring of Black Snake Creek was completed, making its way through 6,648 feet from MacArthur Drive to east of St. Joseph Avenue near the Second Harvest Food Bank. Kerry broke through the surface to complete the tunnel that will divert nearly 2 million gallons per day of clean creek water away from the treatment plant and into the Missouri River. During wet weather, an additional 800 million gallons will be diverted per year. Economic development is the foundation for building a stronger, more resilient community. Sustaining and growing local business ensures a solid sales tax revenue, which in turn creates a desirable quality of life, innovative educational system, and quality workforce, desirable housing, and quality health care, which in turn attracts new business to the community. Through a partnership with the Chamber of Commerce in Buchanan County, we were able to create more than $106 million in new capital investment with 77 new jobs with starting annual salary of nearly $50,000. A strong education system is vital to the future of our children and workforce development. For our workforce to grow and thrive, we need opportunities for our youth that fit their goals and career paths. The Regional Youth Apprenticeship Program supports workforce development in a way that retains our students in the community, where they can be engaged citizens, living productive lives and meaningful careers. The program addresses the dual role of both preparing career-ready students while also providing our region with a highly skilled, competitive workforce. And Metropolitan Community College now offers technical classes in St. Joseph at Hilliard's, giving St. Joseph citizens even more opportunities for job training and career advancement. The school district, alongside its community partners, is also working to provide expanded access to early childhood education to offer all children an opportunity for early learning and discovery. Look at what's happening downtown. Small business is thriving with both established and new businesses. Dining options are diverse. Arts and entertainment rival any you can find elsewhere. The sidewalks are alive with people excited to be there. A new parking committee has been meeting to review on-street, garage, and surface lot parking facilities in a way that best serves patrons, business owners, and their employees and residents. Work continues on the American Electric Project, which is a $37 million public-private partnership to redevelop the current vacant downtown building into market-rate lofts with ground floor retail occupancies. The Missouri River is an integral part of our future, not only for downtown, but our entire city. A riverfront master plan has outlined 5 project areas as a blueprint for the development of the riverfront. We'll be designing and bidding out work for a bluff trail and Rubidoux Landing project this year. Rezoning of the riverfront and extension of public utilities is currently in process. What does 2020 look like? Great things are on the horizon for this year and beyond. As you have now probably seen, we have begun the process of the decennial census. It is so important to be counted and ensure that every member of your household is counted. The data collected will determine the number of seats each state has in the U.S. House of Representatives and will be used to distribute billions in federal funds to local communities. A postcard will be mailed to every household in March with instructions on how to complete the simple 10-question survey. Enumeration Day is April 1st. No fooling. Be sure to be counted. Coming up in April, the city will have 2 issues on the ballot. The first will give the voters the opportunity to consider 4 proposed changes relating to the composition of the council, attendance at meetings, capital and operating budget submission, and declaration of a winner in the primary process. Also on the April ballot, voters will be asked to consider the issuance of general obligation bonds in the amount of $20 million for the repair and replacement of bridges and transportation infrastructure in St. Joseph. The average age of the bridges in need of replacement is 79 years, with 6 of the bridges being built prior to 1930. 5 of the bridges are over the parkway system and would be replaced with structures that are architecturally compatible with the historic nature of the parkway. 3 pedestrian bridges are also included in the project, including the cable-stayed bridge in Hyde Park, the pedestrian bridge over the parkway near Genefield Road, and the pedestrian tunnel in Krug Park that connects the lower parking lot to the sidewalk trail that runs along the lagoon. The city currently has 0 general obligation bond debt. A $20 million bond debt would cost less than $2 a month for a $100,000 home and would expire in 20 years. Hyde Park will see the construction of a new splash park, an amenity that was widely supported by residents of the South Side, as evidenced through the many public meetings and surveys. Work will begin this year and will be complete in 2021. Planning will continue for 2 major events that will happen in 2021 in St. Joseph. In May, the community will welcome the Thunderbirds, who will headline the Sound of Speed Air Show. This event is a huge undertaking and draws thousands of spectators to Rosecrans Memorial Airport and the home of the 139th Airlift Wing. Then, in August of 2021, the state of Missouri will be commemorating its bicentennial. A festival will be held in St. Joseph in August to recognize our contribution to the state. St. Joseph 2021, from STEAM to STEAM, will commemorate the Missouri bicentennial and St. Joseph's unique role, past, present, and future. 4 years ago, voters approved a 1/4-cent sales tax for the repair and improvements to the Missouri River levees on both sides of the river. Although delayed due to high water levels experienced last year, work continues on the levees. The sales tax will sunset this December 31st, but work will continue for another 2 years as levee raises, installation of berms and wells continue on this extensive project. Once completed, there will be a dependable level of protection for the individuals, businesses, and community assets located behind the levees. This endeavor was the result of hard work and the dedicated efforts of our community partners and the voters who supported it. We will continue to foster our partnerships to address the issues before us. We will work diligently on finding resources and providing social services to those who need it. We will work to reduce blight in our neighborhoods, eliminate vacant structures that put our history at risk, and work together, block by block, to clean up our community, to make it one that we're all proud of. We will put our resources together to continue the effort to reduce crime and make our neighborhoods feel safe. We will support our university and our educational system to expand the opportunities for the future of our children and the significance of our workforce. We will promote healthy living and continue to grow the health care in our community. We will be innovative with incentives to recruit new businesses and grow existing businesses. We will continue to find ways to support our military families and the 139th Airlift Wing, as well as all of our veterans. So how do we make 2020 a great year in St. Joseph? How do we reach our destination? How do we know what path will get us there? Well, we have open dialogue with each other. We listen to each other. We trust one another. We respect one another. We depend on one another. We strengthen our partnerships with one another. We work together to invest in people, to create a better place, and to grow prosperity, to make St. Joseph our home, our work, our community, our future. a place where everything is remarkable, anything is possible in the city worthwhile.